What's up guys, Killa here. Welcome back to another game on the Gwenology account. This time we're up against Aelia. Roots should be on screen now, and I'm really happy that we got this matchup. This is one of my favorite matchups in the game, and Aelia did get buffed recently, so you guys will be seeing more of her in your solo queue games, so hopefully you guys can learn from this video. I was very rusty in the matchup, and just in general, you guys will see a lot of missed CS. But right here, Kayn tried to invade our Wukong. He did get the ward on the red buff, but we are going to track behind him slowly, and we are going to get the drop on him and Garen. Fiora is going to ghost for the Kayn. I'm going to press ignite on his flash, and Fiora will just chase him down. Make sure that he cannot start his buff. Now, we do lose some CS here. Kayn gets first blooded, though. We get some XP for the kill as well, I believe. And we're going to be able to collect some of this. Yep, we did get a little bit. It just wasn't a lot because we weren't in the XP range. But since we got an assist, we did get some XP. Aelia gets level 2, so she does have the priority here. The way this matchup works is you are both playing around your stacks. You are playing around your Q stacks, Aelia is playing around her passive stacks. And whoever has more passive stacks is currently winning that situation. So right now, we have 4, she has 3, but now it's 4-4. Thankfully, the minion wave will help us out a little bit so that trade goes more evenly. Right there, using the sudden impact. Every single time your rank 1E is off CD, you have sudden impact ready. It is perfectly timed. We're going to dodge the E there. Then we're unfortunately going to go down there. But Wukong will thankfully finish the kill. Ping him off just to make sure he doesn't touch the wave because it's in a marvelous spot. Cannon's still alive. Even if we don't get it, look at how many minions are just getting deleted right now. She's losing so much XP. Look at that. 2 melees. 3 melees. She's not even back, close to being back yet. 3 melees and a caster. She loses 5 minions already. And she's still not back. So we're just in an amazing position. Losing an entire wave. That catches us back up from the early level 1 where we're not here to collect XP. And again, whoever has passive stacks is winning the interaction. That also means whoever has access to the wave is winning. Because Aelia can stack her passive up very fast with her Q and hit you with E and W. While Gwen needs to auto-attack 4 times, so having access to the minions is how you win this matchup. Here I go for a reset, just to make sure I can get my health situated, because I thought she did reset herself. If she did, she would have lost even more. Thankfully, she will take a tower shot there, and that means I just beeline straight at her, and I just make sure she loses the cannon XP. So we're down in gold here. Thankfully the assists make up for it, but overall for minions we are losing, especially since we start losing all of these last hits under tower for literally no reason. Yeah, my CS was very bad this game, as you guys will see. We're winning these trades very well, but we're just losing the CS so hard. There it is again. But here we have our Ignite up. We have 4 stacks Q. Aelia cannot play the game right now. Without jungle intervention, she's just kind of trapped here. Because if she goes for an auto on a minion, we press Q. Right there, she tried auto-attacking it. Cancelled it, but we were still able to get the hit. I end up seeing Kayn on that ward. So we're going to walk over. End up finding him, not securing the blue buff last hit. But thankfully, he used his E at some point, so he's just going to fall to us. Aelia having 4 passive stacks there, I don't want anything to do with that, as well as the Garen running up at me, so I'm just going to dip out of there, jump over to the wall to get back to the wave as quickly as I can. Just hit that so no shenanigans can happen in the next few minutes with it. And again, we have access to the wave. Aelia hard pushed it. And I'm going to place my ward there just to get the Ghost Poro accelerating. I've been loving Ghost Poro. It's super, super fun. It's super, super consistent. There we get our level 6. But unfortunately, Aelia does dash away on the minions. We're just going to make sure that she loses the minions by having to walk the entire way around. Make her lose 3 there. And then I opt to stay here. I want to bait myself because I know Aelia is going to get level 6. I know her Ignite is up. And I'm confident in the fact that we can just immediately get her the second she all-ins me. So there, I forced myself to get hit there. I accidentally auto a minion. I dodged the E though. And I don't understand Aelia damage in this situation, so we get overwhelmed. My Seraphine is not happy at the situation that just happened. My Wukong going to ego save his ultimate, so we will not be getting the Aelia.
That brisk fresh air.
But there's my Ghost Poro. We're just gonna chill out, make sure Aelia loses as many minions as she can on this. And while we're waiting, as you guys can see in the bottom right there, I have gotten sponsored by Zenless Zone Zero for the month. Link in the description. The more you guys play, the more it helps me. It's a really fun action game. I used to play Tower of Fantasy when that game was alive still, and it genuinely just feels like a better Tower of Fantasy. For those that don't know, it was like a Genshin clone that just got completely shafted by, I think Honkai, or it's just they were always doing bad ever since release. But I remember them being very popular like the first month, and then I played it for 6 more months, and then I stopped and the game just ceased. My team wanting to rotate up for the grubs. More so, my Seraphine wanted to get out of that bot lane. She was not happy in the post game. I believe like Nautilus Q was lagging her game. I think she'll type that later. But we end up finding the Aelia. Nautilus is going to collect the wave and cancel our recall, which really sucks. We try to go for him. He sidesteps the Xerath beautifully, and we get his flash at least. And now I'm thinking, okay, now it's reset time. Xerath can confirm the plate, make sure he doesn't get dashed on by Aelia, and my recall gets canceled at the last possible second. That's minus like 15 seconds worth of recalling, 16 seconds. And after 24 seconds, we get our recall off finally. Not even counting the combat with Nautilus or me dashing over the wall. So we lost a good like 30 seconds there, which really, really sucks. But Aelia gets plate. It is what it is. And then in this situation, Aelia does have access to the wave, but thankfully it is close enough to my tower to where even if she does dash on all of these and gets her passive going, I'm just too close to my tower. And that's something you can do against Aelia right there. Just hold your E and wait for Aelia to cast hers. Because if you stack your Q up, she's going to be very, very threatened by your burst damage. And when she panic keys, you just reactively dash. And that gives you your sudden impact. That gives you your guaranteed Q. Because she should should more often than not be out of her dashes, or at least targets. I zoomed in there because, man, I've just been missing so much CS. I should be at like 80 right now. 85, probably, like 90 if I'm not bad at the game.
I needn't hold back.
Again, missing another one.
Shut down.
There's a nice little trick, you Q and E out. I did mistime it a little bit. I throw my E there on purpose, just because the only way she outplays me there is dashing behind and dodging my Q. So if I throw my ult to cover, she'll die to that. And if I throw my Q in front of me, she'll die to that. So that's just a win-win situation. I end up recalling here. I don't want to risk giving Kayn access to the game again. He's 0-4, so he's just out of this game. Like, he is a non-factor so long as we don't do something stupid and we are smart enough to do the reset. Yeah, I really, really love Ghost Poro. The more I use it, the more fun it is. And mid lane, you get to do this really cool thing where you just place it in the middle of the lane. Now, it's good for mid lane to place your wards because you get to see which way the opponent goes for roam timers. No roaming really happens in this lane at all, but typically against something like a TF or a Talon, a Katarina, having that ward placed in the center is super, super valuable on those roaming characters because you can potentially save your entire team. Because as Gwen, you really, really don't want to roam early. You want to establish your lead through just CSing efficiently. If you go even in lane, then you're more often than not just going to carry the game because you are a crazy scaling character. I don't know how I missed that minion. I am omega bad. But here I'm delaying my autos just a bit. I want to make sure I have 4 Q stacks. There I go for the ignite all in. My ult was just coming up, so if she did not flash there, she was gone. I noticed that she placed a ward there a few seconds ago, so I'm going to place mine. Place a ward there for the Ghost Poro stack. Unfortunately, Garen gets it. The single downside to Ghost Poro, if they finish the ward off, you do not get the Ghost Poro spawn. So you need to make sure you're placing aggressive wards so that the Ghost Poro can spot someone for extra AP. But you also need to make sure that they are not in obvious spots. There, the enemy team goes on me and Fiora. She will fall, but thankfully, since they burnt everything on the Fiora, we just clean up the Kayn kill pretty scot-free. Here, just CSing. I really don't want to mess with the Nautilus under tower. That just seems like a CC nightmare. And again, just placing this ward. Getting the Sorks here and just running straight back to lane. The Sorks were severely nerfed, but I'm gonna be honest, I really don't notice the damage that much. It might be because we're running cut down and sudden impact. We just have so much extra damage in our 1v1 trading that the Sorks shoes nerfs will make up for it. But I know for sure Mage players probably feel it every game. It's just Sork shoes are a sometimes, but not all the time, item on Gwen. Like, sometimes you need the tenacity because they just have so much guaranteed CC, like TF Gold cards and Pantheon Ws, stuff like that. Where it's like, you can use your CC to dodge, like, a TF, but typically if there's a second layer of CC, you really just need the tenacity. There I play in my minion wave to make sure Nautilus cannot Q me. And if I had my ult here, we absolutely win this 1v3. Like, no questions about it. But unfortunately, they were just a few seconds too early for me. But now I'm going to show you the nice trick about the ward being placed mid. Because while it does help with roams, the other thing it helps with is punishing greedy players. So you see Aelia going for this tower. We're just going to TP behind her. Here we just barely get stunned by that. And me and Zerth pick it up. And that's just free tower mid. My Zereth was really, really good on his roams this game. Bot lane was pretty doomed. So the fact that he was smart enough to realize that and just start helping out other lanes is super awesome. There, we're going to clear the wave. I'm going to look up there, but realize that they have that pretty easily. And then I see the scuttle spawning, so I just decide to pivot into that. Now, the problem with Xerath being everywhere else is our Seraphine is getting very, very tilted. So she's been having to sit under wave, or tower, wave after wave after wave. And they've been getting pretty free dives on her. Thankfully, she is a character that clears lanes very well. But with this next wave coming up, it is a cannon, so it's much harder for Seraphine to clear it. So I want to be sure to try to go down there and hover. Xerath is also making his way down. So if they do go for something crazy on her, we are there to punish. We see Kayn down there as well.
I won't.
And I want to try to bait my team here a bit. I have my ult up in 13 seconds. We have Seraphine ult, we have Xerath ult. It's very, very easy for us to just start a fight, and even if they flash away, Xerath can clean up. There's Xerath red trinkets for me, so he can walk forward, make sure that it's not warded for me. There's no reason this last bush would be warded because they've been so aggro. Seraphine unfortunately gonna whiff ult when I tell her to just land it, but it does not matter because we are just that well farmed. Due to all the free kills we got mid. And then in this situation, Dragon Spawning Irelia is pushing for the mid tier 1. And I say that's totally fine. Because us getting the tier 1 side tower is super huge. Then we push this into the tier 2. Here I thought Seraphine rage quit, and I was really worried that we had to end this game quick. Before the enemy team realized. So I get the tier 1, I get the tier 2. I look for Krugs, they're not up. I look for red buff, they're not up. I see a fight happening mid, but then I see Nautilus following. So I think to myself that we need to just make sure that he cannot get into that fight while they play cleanup. And Nautilus just does not realize what's happening. He's watching the fight. He must not have the, I don't know what it's called, but basically when you get hit and you're not looking at yourself, the screen like pulses a little bit. I have that on all of my accounts because stuff like that can be easily avoided. And then here, we've been on the map for so long, we have enough for a full death cap. We go from 179 AP to 402. That is insane. What an insane leap. At 18 minutes, or 19 now, there's not much the enemy team can do. Kayn, again, a non-factor. Garen is kind of scary because, you know, he has the hardest combo in the game of QER, and, you know, he's just a better opponent. But here, our objective is the tier 2 side tower. Like I always say, the side towers are gold. Like, pure gold. It's so nice just confirming all of this money in one instance. But yeah, my Seraphine apparently was lagging every time Nautilus pressed Q. I found out that apparently Riot accidentally put in a Thresh bug once. When enemy Thresh would enter, it would lag you out. But like I said, the skill combo of Garen. Skill issue from me. I reiterate that it's from me because I'm not trying to tilt the Seraphine. I have TP, I have Ignite, but I have ult in 1 minute, so I really don't want to look for fights. If I can help it.
It's called the Hallowed Mist, but how it feels.
Here I see my team converging on the bot side of the map. That tells me I want to go top because I really don't want to play with my team. I want to just keep expanding my economy, keep expanding my lead. Irelia 146 CS, I'm 149. Like I said, my CS was very bad this game. With how hard I won lane, I should be at least like 20-30 CS up on her. Just because, look at that damage. Like, I should not have let Irelia get so many outplays on me and Wukong. Because those are just me not understanding her damage in those situations. And now that I know that, that will never happen again. Here a crazy fight happens. Another massive misplay from me. I end up trying to go for the Garen because I, in the moment, was probably really upset about the Garen finally finding the kill on me. So the correct play there is go for the Kog'Maw Aelia. Kog'Maw has no escape tools. Aelia, we can dash out of her E. We can W her E if she's not close enough. Those are 2 guaranteed kills that we just gave up to get a Garen flash, which is nice for my team. Not a big deal for me, though. And the kills could have led to more. They could have led to extra jungle camps on the bot side of the map. It maybe could have led to a Baron, but I highly doubt it. My team's trying to set it up here just to, like, bait the opponents in. But again, I don't have ulti. You don't really want to fight without your ulti. It's your main bread and butter, especially when you don't have Ghost, because it's much harder to maintain your dashes with your E when you can't stick on the targets. So your ulti really helps with that, and if you don't have ult, you kind of need Ghost. There is the first time I check enemy items ever since laning phase. I noticed 2 Wit's Ends and a Merc Treads, so I immediately go into the Void Staff component. Here I have my ult in 6, my Fiora Boxer ulti, thankfully surviving the skillful Garen combo. And with the Xerath slow, we're just going to Q buffer the silence, and that will be a free Garen. For those that don't know, when you get CC'd, or when you know you're about to get CC'd, you can immediately press Q, and it will still come out even if you get stunned, if you get rooted, suppressed. Here I try to find the Kog'Maw, unfortunately not going to find it. But with my Seraphine, with my Xerath, we do have the pressure to push this in, and that will guarantee us the bot tower and the bot inhibitor. Dragon is up, but since our Wukong is down and the enemy team has so many down, we're not really pressured to go rush it. So we're just going to confirm these 2 inhibitors. And this basically locks the opponents out of the game. The team is going to get kind of caught there. The Fiora will fall. Xerath is forced to flash. Beautiful route by the Seraphine. Garen probably could have caught up to us if she didn't hit that. There I'm looking at my money. I notice I'm about 300 off, so I want to just go find this gold. I want to go somewhere on the map where there's economy. My ult is up in 18, and the dragon is up. So I'm kind of forced into playing around this dragon, even though I really don't want to. I would much rather go do my teammates' Raptors and Krugs and then have the Void Staff. Here, enemy team's trying to push the wave. When objectives are up, so Baron and Dragon, you want to be sure to always push the mid wave. Because if you do not push your mid wave preemptively before the objective, what can happen is the enemy team sends 1 person mid, and they're just able to dunk on all of your towers in 1 instance. Because you're kind of forced into that Dragon contest, and the enemy Garen, the enemy Trundle just beats the towers down within seconds, and you just can't allow that to happen in the mid to late stages of the game. Wukong is going to find the Garen, but I notice more important things happening in the mid. There's a nice little thing you can do to Nautilus. When you know Nautilus is looking for a hook on you, you can press W and force them to dash on top of you. Now, he can auto you and root you in place, but at that point, all of his CC is gone. He has to have an ult or he's just dead. And there, my team just plays complete cleanup crew. I TP on this super just to end the game, and they will after that. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, sub, comment something about Bell. Again, if you want to support the channel and help me out, download Zenless Zone 0 with my link below. Appreciate it, and have a good night. Day, whatever. Peace out.